us. Dr. Bedrick, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Kelly. It's nice to be with you, and thanks for having me back.
Can I ask, what do you make of the share price moves here? Because this change towards recreational use of marijuana has been obvious now that it was coming. There's nothing in the last month that, I mean, what do you worry at all about the number of people who are just piling into your shares?
No, we don't worry. In fact, I think the biggest difference now is that it's real for people, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. This was a big domino to fall in Colorado, so much so that you saw movement by the governor in New York, as you were saying earlier, to actually mandate the marijuana. That's a first in our industry. And in terms of Medbox...
I was just going to say, not that I expect you to say we hate the fact that, you know, people love our stock, but it just reminds me a little bit of Reed Hastings and Elon Musk, who have said before that they see these sharp, you know, increases in swings in their share price. And I just wonder what, you know, from that point of view, what you think of it.
Well, yes, from an actual business perspective, not just an increase in Medbox, and I think you have to look at really where the industry is. Because it's so real now and it's so tangible to people, you have to look at the potential growth curve of the entire industry, which it could be billions of dollars over the next years or decades, not just nationally, but internationally. And in terms of Medbox, what... Right.
Yeah, no,
right.
I just want to bring our panel in on all this discussion, but first finish the thought, Doctor, if you would, in terms of Medbox.
Well, in terms of what people don't understand, or what people are soon to understand now, is that within this industry, there is a tremendous opportunity for large organizations to be, for example, a large franchise like a McDonald's, or a large agricultural organization like RJR, or technology like IBM. That could be in our industry. And in terms of Medbox, Medbox has that ability to be all of those companies.
Doctor, I've owned your stock. This is John Nigerian. And unfortunately, I sold it way too quick, which is always what I do. I buy them cheap, but I don't hold on long enough. I do think this is going to be a very big business, especially as it expands across the country, because I don't think it's going to be isolated to just a few places. So how much can you guys meet that demand? We've already said the price of pot is going through the roof because of demand. How about the price of your boxes?
Right.
Well, to understand Medbox, you have to understand that we're really just more than we're more than just boxes. We are the industry leader in consulting as well. So it's about engaging all of the businesses and engaging not just your growers and your dispensary operators, but government officials and all of these ancillary organizations who feed the industry. And that's why we are so substantial and we're so supportive, and we looked at as an industry leader, is we really have contacts everywhere, which will enable Medbox to truly grow. And hey, John, you can always buy back in.
I will. I intend to. I would. Unfortunately, when it jumps from 29 to 42 today, that kind of leaves me waiting.
Yeah, that was today.
That was today, folks.
Yeah, Dolly,
right. That's today. And what will we be tomorrow?
I like the idea of engaging government officials. What's the worldwide story on marijuana? Is it legal in other countries? How do they handle the same story that we're starting just now?
Is that question to me?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
The question to me is yes. People may be aware of Uruguay. Uruguay has started the complete recreational use of marijuana, so they've headed down that path. Places in the former Soviet Union are looking at going down that path as well. And so it's still not shaped very well, but it's beginning. It's spreading like wildfire, as they say. And I think
we're
part of it
in this. The U.S. is a leader then in this arena.
Yeah, Canada.
I'm curious, Doctor, in how you finance your business, because as this has become such a booming industry, the banks have said we want to participate, we want to provide some funding, but unfortunately, with so many states not on board, they are worried about potential money laundering, potential issues where they're funding businesses that are illegal in some states and not others. It seems like a lot of your competitors have gone public, but they're just trading for a couple cents. They're, you know, pure play penny stocks. Do you feel pressure to go public if you're a company that operates in your industry? And where do you find the money to actually finance and run your business?
Great question. It's a twofold answer. The first response is that Medbox has engaged Del Morgan Co. out of Santa Monica to help us, to advise us on capital raising, which we're currently undertaking their advisement role. Secondarily, what's going to happen now is that the feds have now a fiduciary duty. Federal governmental officials, oversight committees, local, state, federal, all of these government officials now have a fiduciary duty to to embrace this industry because it's becoming so widespread. And instead of putting people in jail, they now need to support and create the rules, which I know they are trying to do. They will be in a matter of time.
But do you think we'll see a spate of IPOs from some of your competitors, some of these smaller companies who can't raise the capital that need to do it in the IPO market?
Last word, Doctor?
It will happen. It's all a matter of time, and the leaders, which we believe Medbox is, stands only to gain from these IPOs and from really a groundswell of support from everybody.
Does feel like the wild, wild west. Dr. Bruce Bedrick, thank you so much for being here. We will be watching. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
We asked you tweeted our